Let me try to make this recording. It's SHAVUOT, and it's also SHAVUOT, CHAG SAMEACH. And we're speaking to you really quickly, and we're having our festival of SHAVUOT, which is a giving of the commandments at Mount Sinai. So our beloved God loaned, and Moses helped to conduct that, and as our beloved God loaned the commandments to Moses. And our rabbis will speak about the 10, read about the 10, or have the reading of the 10 commandments and speak about all of the other commandments. It's actually there's 613. And we're supposed to only have our beloved God alone that we worship, which is what we do. And we are not to covet thy neighbor's ox, ass, wife, fleece, or anything your neighbor has. Now, everybody saw that fake wedding yesterday. It was fake. And how they photoshopped dark skin into that woman. Duck with the Bruno Mars's actually, it was his wife. Also, Teresa. You see, my beloved shabtai, shabby, and I also had an English wedding. And they tried to crash it. Duckworth, Bruno Mars, and his other wife, Teresa. Both those women were old enough to be mothers, me and my beloved shabtai, and whore stock. She did that on screen, and Duckworth, Bruno Mars, his wife Teresa, everybody knows that she wasn't anything but a harlot, and so basically sit. And when she came here bothering us, Bubby, Queen Elizabeth, our beloved Bubby, Queen Elizabeth, helped to bust her. She was always bothering us and everything, and so basically destroyed her and Duckworth and Bruno Mars. So everybody knew that they were a prostitute and pimp here in this city because they helped to bust in, and they wanted to be king and queen of Switzerland. Duckworth, Bruno Mars, and Teresa. Actually, Teresa wanted to be everything that I am. And they were old, okay? And I know when I had no memory, and they came in my face again, I didn't remember him, and I didn't remember her, but I said, so this woman's old. And her son, she had a son, and I said, the son is closer to my age than she is. And basically, and they probably dwarfed him a son. But he looked like Duckworth from birth. He looked just like that. Basically, except he had different hair. And so I remember seeing them together. They said doing things. I just remember something during kidnap abduction. The man attacked my husband's mother, my beloved husband's mother here in the city during a kidnap abduction. My husband is not with Teresa. My husband is not with Marco or their sister that tried to also assume identity. What's her name? Her name is Michelle, but she was going to try to say she was there were several Natalie Portmans that they had were trying to pass off as trying to hurt us with, and my name is also Natalie. It's Natalie Vladimirovna. Okay, and Mr. Sidney, they kept trying to figure out what my names were. Mr. Sidney going to try to take my identity, and so but they couldn't. They're really conceited. They're really old, and they thought that they were everything. They're calling pals, daughter, nieces. So I remember that we had my beloved Kim me and my beloved husband Kim Shabby had an English wedding, and yesterday when I saw some of those things, I remembered that they tried to crash our marriage ceremony. But see, we don't get married on Saturday. We are Jews, and so we said we're going to try that too. We're Jewish, and so and we do things a certain way. We have huppahs and things like that. But they tried to crash, and she was old, and he was a pimp. And I heard them during my kidnapping, and we knew what they're trying to do. I heard them say if they could just harness my abilities, then they could. They kept me drugged, and they also plotted that they thought the man was going to take that woman. He wasn't with her, and when he was telling her that when they got to when we got to this home that she would take his life. My husband wouldn't take that. My mom was going to take that woman. So they were trying to do things to us. And everybody knows that she was old. This is it. And she was old enough to be our mother. And my beloved community remember her. And during kidnapping abduction, her husband, Dr. Hubert, did a really nasty thing to my mother. It made us watch. It's like when he kidnapped me, and he did things to me. There was a gay couple that saw, he helped me, got them in a place to sit, and he was attacking me. And I don't remember anything. I know it was still in my mail and everything. And I was trying. I look out the window and I see them. I was trying to get something in the mail, and I saw it go to somebody else. And I said, I sent for that. It's really big to make sure I could see it. But I know that was people trying to rescue me. The man held me captive. He held me captive, held me at gunpoint. And people were trying to. People come to the door and said, this man came through and he said, "You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen." Like that, he said stuff like that to me. He said, a man that was delivering something. He said he most like he was a rescuer. He said, so we just want to let you know that too. But there was two gay men who saw Dr. Cooper attacking me. I have a mark on my back, a scar, leftover scar, because the man was trying to rape me. Okay, he knew that he was busted, and he was trying to attack me, and I was screaming and hollering, "Please let me go, please let me go," like that. And the two gay men came and said, "Leave her alone," like that. Persisted because he was busted. He had another woman, and he was trying to give her my identity, and she was with Teresa. The Dr. Cooper March too. He had all these women. Persisted, so it was most likely Colin Powell's daughter niece too, but somebody related to them. And they had a baby. He moved their baby, and he mistreated me. Mistreated even more because his baby and his other women were there, and the man was really mean. And Michael Jackson's family was also in the area, so they helped a gay relative. They also helped with the mistreatment. So we told him because he was involved in kid abduction, and he went to jail. And he also tried to close that time so they were not lying. We're telling you the truth. Jenna and Michael Jackson together, basically said, and something happened when he did that. That when he tried to close the time facility for his government, that he was able to be with Jenna. He killed his own wife. He had a wife and he killed her. She was the one that was they tried to use in the video, but that's not me. That's a morph in the end. They morphed all these people together, and she came dressed like they put the woman in that other video, The Way You Make Me Feel. So basically, it was his wife. So basically, that he tried to he killed that day, and he was trying to kill us, and he was supposed to be with Jenna. Basically, but Jenna was actually with Bush. So just really weird. Okay, people they're Nazis. Okay, and they do terrible things. They don't like us. I know some of the things I say sound really weird, but these people were kidnappers, and so the things that I saw during my kidnapping. I wish I had never been kidnapped, but I know that our beloved uncle was lying in the back of our house dying. He told my beloved street night that God was telling him that we would be able to have a police sting, and it would be successful, and we'd beat the people that tried to hurt us all. Our beloved uncle Benjamin Rothschild, who was dying in the back of our house. We're going to listen to our elders, and we know that God was telling him the truth. So we called all these people. So now they tried to bust our English wedding that we had, but we don't get married on Saturday. And so we just did it too. And Saturday and the Shabbat, so we just went to. So I remember that the woman tried to. My beloved community helped me to remember that the woman, her sister tried to crash and do things to us. But he thought that he was gonna be able to kill us with his women. All his women came after us. All of them, all of Duckworth Mars' women, his wives. He's Colin Powell's daughter. He's Colin Powell's son-in-law, and they thought that he was trying to be king of all our things. Colin Powell was trying to be royal and king in our things, and trying to take our things. And Teresa thought she could take my identity. It's really nasty, people. Really, really nasty what they tried to do. So we just want to let you know that too. And so now my name is Israel. And I don't know how I'll be able to show you that, what they wrote on the back, the place where I stand sometimes, by our beloved Abadod Nasik Bindod's Japanese restaurant. He was a Japanese royal attendant. He attended us in the palace, also our relative. They hurt his family members too. They wrote on the wall of Israel, Sasson, my name is Israel. That's Jerusalem, Israel. My name is Israel, named after Israel, and my name is Jerusalem, named after Jerusalem. And I'm not a murderer. The people try to hurt us all. It's written in English, so you know it's about it. Make sure to hurt us all. They're taking things that are really just disgusting. So I just want to note that too. And I never saw a pig, things like that, till I saw Teresa making that. It's the bottom part of a pig. I never saw any of those things. Because it's like mountain oysters that they call it. It's a goat or something. I don't eat meat. So, but they're from over there, and they're from Nazi Germany. Those people, and they did all those terrible things. They would get a house across the street from us, and we lived in a Jewish neighborhood. The woman was really wrong, and she tried to get to my school, where they put me in. It was part of the police thing, and she tried to be her and Jill and everybody. They tried to be me. They were grown people, but they were with fake Mo and all the people, and the students. I remember them saying to me, "Please remember, don't you see she's old? We'll all be dead before you remember." They tore down the school, people. We tore down the school they didn't have to tear down the school. Probably most likely to get rid of DNA and try to rebuild it. They said the school that they had me, and Yoni came. Obviously, Yoni came. I was Yahu's brother, and he died in Entebbe. right after they were trying to get me home, but I had no memory. So they did terrible things. They were trying to take over. And we knew that when they had put us in that small town. I owned half of Bloomingdale's, and I inherited Standard Oil. But we're from over here, so we were there for just for business, and they were the killers were trying to take our things up. So you see that Portman woman trying to get information, trying to say, but it was Michelle that was going to try to play Natalie Portman. Aaliyah, aka Dana Hutton, she played Aaliyah. Played Natalie. They were trying to take my identity and trying to kill, trying to take her things, and Dr. Hugh Burns trying to take the identity of my blood to keep his feet, and all those other men. Those Borman people, Sitchak and Pastor Charles, they were trying to take the identities of us and trying to take our things for the government, and they're part of the Nazi regime. So we just wanted to know.